What if you could create an exact genetic replica of yourself? Welcome to the world of human cloning. This isn't a realm of science fiction, but a tangible reality, thanks to breakthroughs in genetic engineering and biotechnology. Human cloning, the creation of a genetically identical copy of a human, represents a leap forward in our understanding of life itself. It's a tantalizing prospect, fraught with possibilities and perils alike. Let's dive into the complexities and implications of this fascinating scientific frontier. Imagine a world where organ failure could be a thing of the past. A world where the waiting lists for organ transplants are no more, where the anguish of patients and their families is alleviated. This is not the stuff of science fiction, but a potential reality offered by human cloning. The concept of organ farming might sound like a dystopian novel plot, yet it's one of the most compelling arguments for human cloning. By creating a genetic duplicate, we can grow perfectly matched organs that the body won't reject. No longer would we need to rely on the selfless acts of organ donors or the grim lottery of waiting for a compatible organ to become available. Instead, we could cultivate the necessary organs tailored to the individual patient's genetics. A kidney for a child suffering from renal failure, a liver for an alcoholic who's turned their life around, or a heart for a young athlete struck down in their prime. The possibilities are truly life-changing. But the potential benefits of human cloning extend beyond organ farming. Genetic disease research could also stand to benefit immensely. Diseases that have a genetic basis, such as cystic fibrosis, Huntington's disease, or certain cancers, could be studied in a whole new light. Cloning could provide us with a unique and unparalleled opportunity to understand the development and progression of these diseases, allowing us to test new treatments and potentially find cures. In addition, human cloning could also offer a ray of hope for those struggling with infertility. For couples who cannot conceive naturally, cloning could provide a way to have a child that is genetically related to them. This could transform the field of reproductive medicine, offering new avenues for those desperate to start a family. These benefits are not mere speculation, but grounded in scientific potential. They represent a future where human cloning could revolutionize medicine and research, saving lives, curing diseases, and bringing joy to those yearning for a family. However, as tantalizing as these benefits seem, human cloning isn't without its potential risks. Yet, in the shadows of these potential benefits lurk some daunting risks. As we journey into the realm of human cloning, we must tread lightly, for the path is fraught with peril. The ethical quagmire we find ourselves in is deep and complex. Cloning, in essence, involves creating a new individual with a predetermined genetic blueprint. This raises profound questions about individuality, identity, and human dignity. What happens to our sense of self when we can be replicated? What happens to our understanding of life when we can manufacture it? The potential for misuse is another concern that cannot be overlooked. The power to clone could fall into the wrong hands, leading to a dystopian future of mass-produced humans, bred for specific roles or worse, as a source of organs. It's a chilling thought, reminiscent of science fiction, yet a possibility we must consider. Let's also consider the health risks for the clone. The process of cloning is far from perfect. In fact, it's riddled with uncertainty. Clones often suffer from developmental abnormalities and have a shorter lifespan. Dolly the sheep, the first mammal cloned from an adult cell, developed a severe form of arthritis at an unusually young age and died prematurely. We cannot ignore the potential suffering we might inflict on a cloned individual. Moreover, the social impacts of human cloning could be profound and far-reaching. If cloning becomes widespread, it could exacerbate social inequality by creating a genetic underclass or a genetically enhanced elite. It could alter family structures, disrupt traditional relationships, and lead to unforeseen societal changes. Finally, there's the risk of a diminished gene pool. Cloning, by its very nature, reduces genetic diversity. And as we've learned from countless species, a lack of genetic diversity can leave a population vulnerable to disease and other threats. The balance between these benefits and risks is where the true debate over human cloning lies. As we continue to push the boundaries of science, we must also ensure that we are guided by our collective sense of humanity, our respect for individual rights, and our commitment to the welfare of all. Here are some lesser-known facts about cloning. The first successful cloning wasn't a sheep, it was a frog. In 1952, Robert Briggs and Thomas King successfully cloned a frog tadpole using nuclear transfer, paving the way for future cloning advancements. Plants have been naturally cloning themselves for millennia. Bananas, navel oranges, and even some potato varieties are all technically clones, naturally propagated through asexual reproduction methods like vegetative propagation. There are different types of cloning beyond reproductive cloning. While the debate surrounding human cloning usually focuses on reproductive cloning, creating a whole organism, therapeutic cloning aims to create stem cells for medical purposes, raising different ethical considerations. Scientists are investigating cloning to save endangered species. Researchers are exploring the potential of using cloning techniques to preserve the genetic diversity of endangered animals by creating clones from preserved genetic material. Dolly the sheep wasn't actually the first mammal clone. In 1993, researchers at Texas A&M University successfully cloned a female rhesus monkey named Yvette, although the news wasn't widely reported until after Dolly's birth in 1996. Cloning can be used to de-extinct species, but with limitations. While cloning may bring back the genetic makeup of an extinct species, it wouldn't necessarily bring back the exact creature due to the lack of its original environment and interactions with other extinct animals. Scientists have successfully cloned glowing fish and even jellyfish. Researchers have combined cloning techniques with the introduction of fluorescent genes, creating unique bioluminescent animals for research purposes. While scientific evidence contradicts the existence of human clones, unsubstantiated rumors and conspiracy theories about them persist online and in popular culture. It's important to remember that these claims lack credible evidence and are often harmful as they spread misinformation. Here are some examples. Celebrity clones. This theory often pops up with claims that certain celebrities have been secretly replaced with clones. Names like Paul McCartney, Beyoncé, and Nicolas Cage are frequently mentioned. These claims often rely on superficial comparisons of physical appearance, disregarding age, weight fluctuations, and stylization changes. The sources for these claims are typically unreliable websites or social media posts with no basis in verifiable evidence. Secret societies. Some conspiracy theories connect human cloning to powerful secret societies like the Illuminati. These narratives often involve claims that these societies use clones for various nefarious purposes like controlling the population or maintaining their power. The sources for these claims are typically fictional stories, online forums, and self-proclaimed experts lacking any credible evidence or affiliation with recognized scientific or investigative bodies. Government cloning programs. This widespread theory alleges that governments are secretly running clandestine cloning programs for diverse purposes, ranging from creating super soldiers to preserving the lives of the elite. These claims often rely on cherry-picking information from legitimate scientific research, often misinterpreting or misrepresenting the findings to fit the narrative. Once again, the sources for these claims are generally unreliable websites, anonymous online sources, and individuals lacking expertise or access to verifiable evidence. It's crucial to remember that these are just a few examples, and the specifics of these rumors can vary greatly. It's essential to be critical of information encountered online, especially when it seems outlandish or sensational. Always seek reputable sources like academic journals, established news outlets, and recognized scientific institutions to verify information before accepting it as fact. Here are 7 science fiction books that explore cloning. Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. This haunting novel tells the story of Kathy H., a young woman raised in a seemingly idyllic boarding school, who gradually comes to understand the horrifying truth about her existence and the purpose for which she was created. Oryx and Crake by Margaret Atwood. Set in a dystopian future ravaged by a genetically engineered pandemic, this novel follows snowmen, a lone survivor who struggles to rebuild his life and piece together the events that led to the world's downfall. The Island, by Aldous Huxley. This classic dystopian novel explores themes of social control and scientific advancement in a world where human reproduction is strictly controlled and individuals are genetically engineered for specific roles in society. The Book Thief, by Markus Zusak, narrated by Death. This novel tells the story of Liesel Memminger, a young German girl during World War II who is fostered by a kind-hearted couple and learns to love books and storytelling. The novel also explores the theme of identity and the consequences of Nazi ideology, including human experimentation. I Am the Messenger, by Markus Zusak. This novel follows the story of Ed Kennedy, a young man who experiences a series of seemingly random events that lead him on a quest to discover his purpose in life. The novel also explores themes of fate, free will, and the power of storytelling. The Handmaid's Tale, by Margaret Atwood. Set in a dystopian future where environmental disasters and social unrest have led to a totalitarian regime that controls the reproduction of its elite class, this novel follows Offred, a woman forced to serve as a handmaid, one of the few fertile women left. Cloud Atlas, by David Mitchell. This complex and ambitious novel spans multiple genres and timelines, telling the story of 6 interconnected characters whose lives are shaped by the theme of reincarnation. The novel also explores themes of love, loss, and the interconnectedness of humanity. So we find ourselves at the crossroads of human ingenuity and ethical considerations. On one hand, we have the tantalizing prospect of breakthroughs in medical science, the potential to treat or even eradicate genetic diseases. On the flip side, we grapple with the moral implications, the fear of creating a divide between clones and naturally born humans, not to mention the potential for misuse. Human cloning, a scientific marvel or an ethical minefield? The debate continues. So, should we clone humans? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Sci Sips to stay up to date on the latest science discussions.